y'all, Dean Stilly here from the official home of unofficial Grateful Dead music news, reporting on night 2 of a fall fun run. We're at Madison Square Garden, and we're having a lot of fun. You sit in that building and the memories of nights in that place really is, I bet you I've seen probably 40 shows at Madison Square Garden alone. I've never counted them, but I know I saw a ton of them over the years, that last decade. One of the biggest memories came rushing through me while I sat there. You know, you can't select them, they just come as they may. And one of them was, I remember after Brent died, a tough time, and the fall tour went on. They opened it up in Richfield, and I'll never forget, the first night at Richfield might have been the most somber experience I ever had at a Grateful Dead show. It was the finality of Brent's passing, that he wasn't with us anymore, and boy, that just seemed like there was this enormous gap in the music that was maybe never going to be filled. And I'll never forget, poor Vince, he came out, had a little keyboard and sheet music, and if you're coming out to play with the Grateful Dead and you relying on sheet music, you might be in a little bit of trouble. He just needed some help along the way. We all do at times. They brought on Bruce, and when we got to the Garden, I wondered, will the music ever be as captivating as it was before? Will it ever be able to grip me like that? Richfield, like I said, somber. My hopes were diminished, you know, but on 9/18/90, I'll never forget it. Garcia, To Lay Me Down, if you're new to the music, 9/18/90, Garcia on To Lay Me Down, really that reinstated any kind of belief I had that the music would thrive as it did prior. That one renewed my hope, and 9/18/90, Garcia wants you to lay him down in that one. The end of that one, he just kills it. He just kills it. That's a deep one. You want to listen to that? 9/18s are big with the band. As a 9/18/87, 3 years prior, you get the do on 9/12/87. It might have been almost as good, but 9/18's got that sour note that turns sweet. Garcia was a motherlode and mission mode on that one, and that one lives forever. But there were just a ton of great memories like that throughout the night. So anyway, we'll just get on with it. The Garden's a great place to be. They kicked the thing off. They got Cold Rain and Snow. That's always a good one for them. That turns into Hell in a Bucket. So we're doing okay. We're getting things started okay. You get Slow Jimmy comes up next. Slow Jimmy, I'm not sure there's anything more ridiculous than We're Rowing on that one with his guitar, as Broadway Bob just rowing his guitar with Slow Jimmy. I don't know. Anyway, so you get that. Ramble on Roses next. If you guessed it, that no credit. You get no credit. That one just like New York City. You almost know that that's going to happen, and the jams and that were just fine. But we get to Half Step, and you know, Half Step, I don't think that I'm the boss of anything or the king of anything or you know, the chief of anything. I'm just here to get the conversation started and talk about the things I hear with you. Doesn't mean it makes me right. Just a guy throwing his 2 cents into the pot, and I appreciate when you all will throw yours in too. Listen, if you've been blocked by anyone else, you're welcome to troll here. You can say all the ugly things to me you want, or you give me a high five. You can do whatever you want. I'll give 0 fucks regardless. You won't bother me either way, but I'll never block you, so you're always welcome to come and join the conversation here, even if you just want to make fun of me. I don't even care. How's that? My life's too good to give a damn. But here we go. Half Step. Let me know if any of you felt this way throughout the night. It happened to me a couple different times throughout the night. The Mayor was he was doing some soloing, and he was doing some very interesting stuff, but to me, some of the stuff that he was playing was kind of, it felt like it was making the music something it's not. And I don't know if you follow me on that, but it just seemed like he was going in directions and playing around with some things that were just kind of out of context. So it was great. It just, I'm not sure a lot of the licks belonged where they were. Anyway, just my 2 cents and my observation. It was really interesting stuff he did, but it almost made it feel like something it wasn't. We move on to that. That was a good time. We get Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie, for me, I'm breaking out my best dance moves. Really, that's when I hear Mr. Charlie, I'm like Grateful Dead MC Hammer. Really, all I need is the pants, and I'll break that down like you never seen before. That brings out my best dance moves. Friend of the Devil's next. Friend of the Devil. Listen, Weir takes the solo, and boy is it furious. They bring out Molly Rogers. Molly Rogers, it was interesting. Jeff really started tearing up his solo on that, and Jamali started singing over it, and for a minute I almost wanted to not like it, but I was close. I was on the side. Teal, thanks for the tickets. Love you forever. I was down low on the side. My friends Anthony and Robin, love you long time also. We're down there very close to her, and I almost was going to not like it, but when I saw her, she was so emotionally invested in that moment that really I instantly loved her. I mean, she was all in. She was in that thing with her heart and soul, and it was apparent. And really, when an artist is whatever it is they're singing or doing, when their whole heart and soul is in it, for me, it's hard not to love them just for bringing that to the show, to the table. So big props to Molly on that. Listen, Molly plays some furious violin. You get her and Katie Jacoby together. Boy, that's two hot ladies that just got an amazing, immense amount of talent. Really, the two of them. So anyway, Molly was great. Great to have her as part of the scene. You get broke down. What the fuck am I talking about? You get a Bird Song comes up next. Bird Song during the jam, it seemed like they might do that Loose Lucy sandwich with it. At some point in there, I felt like I heard Loose Lucy bouncing around, but found its way to remain a Bird Song all the way through. So anyway, there you go. That's what you get for your first set, and that was good by me. It was okay. I don't think it was anything that I'm going to revisit a lot in the future, but it was good to be there at the time in the present. How's that? We get the whole thing started. Beautiful set break. We get to hug people and do whatever you do. Want to say thanks to everybody out there for all your support. Met a ton of people. You guys are incredibly kind to me, and I appreciate it. I love you long time. Thanks for always showing up and joining the conversation. So we get the second set started. You pretty much know you're going to get one of the monsters. You're wondering, is it Scarlet? Is it China Rider? Is it Help Slip Frank? You're wondering, well, the jam starts off and kind of, you know that the direction it's going is going to turn into Scarlet. Sure enough, it did. So you get Scarlet. Listen, some of those jams in Scarlet were downright wicked. I mean, really, there was some great stuff happening during those jams. That thing was going round and round, and they were decorating the hell out of it while it did. Really good. That goes into Fire. Always going to have a great time during Fire on the Mountain. I'm not certain Fire on the Mountain found, you know, the kind of high water marks that I like to see from the song. I'm not sure the segments maybe got as thorough of a treatment as I'd like to see them get, but we got through Fire just fine. He's Gone's next. A great song that creates just a great mood inside of a venue. The way that one bounces around, full of bumper sticker quotes. And so listen, nothing left to do but smile, smile, smile. Smokestack's up after that. I always loved, we got into the 90s there. It seemed like we always either gave you the spoonful or the smokestack after Truck In, or sometimes as a piece of He's Gone or whatever. And I always thought Weir was great on that. Smokestack was a lot of fun. And so that you wonder, you're going to get one of the monsters. You end up getting two of them. You end up getting two of the biggies right there. After Smokestack, you get China Cat. So listen, you get a Scarlet Fire and a China Rider all in the one segment of a second set. That's pretty strong. China Cat was moving along okay. At some point, there was this extremely awkward re-entry into the vocal by Weir. He kind of jumped in and started singing in a place that I don't think he should have at all. if you listen to it, I'm sure you can follow it. It was extremely awkward, and it kind of, the whole song at that point lost the core and just got kind of loose. It doesn't seem like they had a very easy time getting it back together after that faux pas. The core came undone. Once again, Mayer doing some incredibly interesting stuff out there, but I kind of just felt like some of the jams and some of the soloing was completely out of context for the song. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about when I say that. I know I understand what I'm talking about, but that doesn't mean shit. But anyway, that's how I felt about it. So some great jams. It just they came for the transition. They came from the China into the rider with power. They really did. They were moving forward with a lot of momentum behind them. It was sounding really good, and then it just seemed like we were just putting the brakes on it. It seemed like the whole thing went from so much power to just kind of sputtering along there towards the rider, kind of almost like an unkept flame. It just kind of sputtered out. It didn't matter when they got around to singing again. You know, sun is shining in people's back doors and headlights on trains. Everybody had a great time getting through the rest of that. So that's how that sat for me. You know, as we followed that one, we get drums. What was very interesting to me is Weir. He just kind of he walked off still clanging away on his guitar. When the guys were starting drums, he just had a seat on the side of the stage and chilled there and watched drums, watched the whole drum segment. It's cool watching them just hang there and take it in. They get out there and do some spacey stuff. Got to give props to Mayer in space. He's finding some pretty cool stuff to add to that. He's bending time and space with his guitar. I like that. Right out of space you get Althea. I'm not going to hate on Althea ever. I love the song. I'm not sure if that's the best song out of space, but it does an okay job. If I'm being honest, there were some great moments in Althea, an otherwise sloppy outing for the song. I don't think it was what it tends to be, but good moments, really good moments. After that, listen, Althea do. Who's going to complain about that out of space? I felt throughout the course of the night, it seemed like there were some missed opportunities. It seemed like there were some moments where the band was heading in the right direction, and the crowd, we were right there with them. The place was erupting whenever jams kind of got to interesting places. Really, the game ball goes to the crowd at MSG those two nights. Everybody was fully invested, all in, paying attention, and lighting that place up with energy. I felt like there were some missed opportunities. Some times when the band seemed like they were really heading in a great place, and it all just kind of stopped developing and returned to something that was lesser than it seemed like it was headed from, if you know what I'm saying there. And anyway, I don't know if I know what I'm saying half the time. I'm just saying it. You get to the do, I'm thinking, I hope we don't have another missed opportunity here, because this is an opportunity to make something special happen. You get through the do. The first solo segment, it was okay. I was completely underwhelmed by it for the most part. The second time that we get around to soloing and really making it to the crescendo of that one, as soon as Jeff hopped over to the Hammond, that entire building got so full of furious, emotional music. Really, shit got real the minute Jeff hit the Hammond. He slid over to that, and it seemed like the whole thing just took off. Mayer fanning the strings. We are right there next to him, just helping him throw logs on the fire, and that thing just... really, that's the way you ended up, boy. That's for me. Those are the moments that I'm there. That's why I sacrifice the time, energy, and treasure in order to be there, is for moments like that. So the end of that do was a good one. So we get to the encore. They play the weight. Molly Rogers comes back out with them. They play the weight. She was great on it. As far as weights go, it was, I guess, the best outing for that song that this band has had. But, you know, the best outing of the weight is kind of like Listen, let's just leave it where it is. Molly, thank you, did a great job. I'm not going to say anything to throw a rock at a guest that was out there. She did a great job, really. Weir's last verse, really, if we're being honest, is cringeworthy. If I could cancel my ability to hear for those few seconds when he's singing it, really, I'd like noise-canceling headphones to just get that entire verse erased from my memory forever. It was like the sound of a dog fight or something. Just terrible. But anyway, the rest of the song, it was the best outing for the wait they've had, no doubt. You get Broke Down. I wish Molly would have stayed on for Broke Down. Broke Down was beautiful as always, and she would have probably been a fine addition to that. I'm not sure if she knew the song, but it would have been good to keep her out for that. I think she would have added some beauty to that one. All in all, a good outing. I don't think we got any legendary shows, any memories for me, really, musically, that'll kind of live on forever, that'll outlive the experience, but I'll revisit it again. I could be wrong. Always a pleasure to be there. Always great to hang with all you guys. Always great to have live action. We'll have some more in Nassau. We'll catch you in Nassau on Tuesday night. Listen, no show is going to be a piece of cake to get into. You'll probably be getting free tickets at that one. Plenty of tickets still available. I bet you there'll be a lot of extras for those Tuesday or Wednesday night shows. I'm going to be over there. I'll catch you in Nassau. Love you long time and forever. See you in a few.